Hello, students, and very good afternoon to all of you. Good afternoon, Rohan. Very good afternoon to you. So, I'm sorry. So, आज जो हम टॉपिक डिस्कस करने वाले हैं उसका नाम है एलिजाबेथन एज. So, till now we discussed so many ages about British literature. So, British literature is very vast because the literature overall started from the Britishers or from the British age. So that is why learning British literature is very much important, as well as it is very in detailed manner. Okay, so as of now we have studied few of the ages. For example, we studied for the old and middle English age. Then we also looked for so many other ages, right? So now today we are going to look for the Elizabethan age. So as I told in our last lecture as well, that Elizabeth was one of the very prominent monarch, okay, or the king and the queens who ruled Britain actually, or England. So what happened when in her rule, she was very much into the literature. So she encouraged all the writers, all the poets, all the and all the authors who were there at that particular age. So she encouraged everyone to write more and more, and she gave actual meaning to the literature. Okay, so basically in this particular age, what we are going to study is the introduction. What is the introduction to the Elizabethan age? In this, these are the 4 points that we are going to cover in today's session. So first we will understand the background of Elizabethan age. So basically Elizabethan age was all about Renaissance. Now what is Renaissance? So Renaissance was the rebirth. So what is Renaissance? It is basically a period began in the late 14th century. So here you can see that the Elizabethan age was from 1550 and it lasted till 1600 AD. Okay, and in this Renaissance was started, or it began from the 14th century, late 14th century, and it continued till 15th century. Okay, so when people began taking interest in learning of earlier times. Okay, so here what people were much into learning new things or taking interest in all the new things. Okay, so यहाँ पे basically क्या हुआ था कि सारे जो लोग थे, रेनेसां के जो लोग थे, उन्होंने न्यू चीजों में इंटरेस्ट लेना स्टार्ट किया था. ओके, दे स्टार्टेड लर्निंग फॉर द लिटरेचर. ओके, दे स्टार्टेड लर्निंग द कल्चर, द सोशल things that started coming up in that particular age. Okay, इससे पहले स्टूडेंट्स जो भी people थे, जो लोग थे, जो audience थी, basically they were not very much interested in knowing, in learning कि exactly ये writers लिख क्या रहे हैं, क्यों लिख रहे हैं, उन्हें उनसे कोई मतलब नहीं था. लेकिन in the Elizabethan age or after the Renaissance, what happened, the people of that particular age started taking interest. Okay, so this happened in this Renaissance. And what is the literal meaning of Renaissance is the rebirth. So यहाँ पे rebirth हुआ था. किसका rebirth हुआ था? The rebirth of the literature. Okay, the literature was there already, but people started getting to know this literature after the Renaissance. Okay, so this is the thing that you should remember. Then especially the cultures of Greek and Rome. So people started taking interest in the Greek and Rome. So people started taking interest in the culture of Greek as well as Rome. Okay. So here what happened, it was the rebirth of classical text. So this period was considered as the rebirth of classical text. Now what is classical text? So whatever it was present earlier, जो कुछ भी culture को लेके जो भी classic चीजें, ओके उस कंट्री की, उस पर्टिकुलर एज की, उन लोगों की, उस सोसाइटी की, वट एवर द कल्चरल थिंग्स दे हैड, वट एवर द क्लासिक दे हैव केप्ट, whatever the unique things that they had, or the text about that was the rebirth of it. Okay. Then there was one more concept came up, Renaissance humanism. So what is this Renaissance humanism? Humanism is man has beauty and dignity, and it holds that life should be based on humanity and reason, okay, and not on church regulation and power. So आपको इस concept means Renaissance humanism से आपको क्या पता चलता है? That people have their own ideas, people have their own religion, people have their own humanity values, and they should not be dependent on the church regulations. Okay, so this was one of the basic idea. So humanism is man has beauty and dignity. Okay, and it holds that life should be based on humanity and religion, and not on church regulations. Because earlier what happened, that the Catholic people started to put their own rules and regulations. So or the church people started putting their own rules and regulations. So because of which what happened, that the people didn't actually got any chance to show their own humanity. Okay, people of that particular age has to follow the rules or the regulations implied by the churches. So लोगों को ऐसे लगता था कि जो कुछ भी चर्च बता रहे हैं, जो कुछ भी प्रीस्ट बता रहे हैं, that is the only truth, or that is the only thing that we have to follow. So that is why they couldn't actually think of any humanity by their own. Okay, so that was the reason यहाँ पे Renaissance humanism में इस पूरे की पूरी कॉन्सेप्ट को निकालने का सोचा गया on regulation and power. So पावर पे कुछ चीजें नहीं चलती है, ये बताने की कोशिश इस पर्टिकुलर एज में होने लग गई थी. Then celebrate human being was one more concept came up. Celebrate human being means what? Enjoying life. So इसमें क्या हुआ कि people actually started to know कि life enjoy कैसे की जाती है. इससे पहले कैसे होता था, लोग बस जीने के लिए, अब लाइफ मिली है तो उसे जैसे बाकी लोग जी रहे हैं उसी तरीके से वो भी जीते थे. They actually didn't have their own thoughts, own ideas, anything of their own. Okay, they always believed only in the churches. So जो भी चर्च में कहा जा रहा है, जो सिखाया जा रहा है, जो बताया जा रहा है, so students used to only believe in that. So that was the people's actual happiness or people's actual enjoyment was somewhere restricted in the earlier age, but in this particular age, people actually started knowing about other things and they started enjoying the life. Okay. Then because of plague, distance from God, then what happened actually, that the plague disease came up. Okay, so people started facing illness and started facing health problems due to the plague disease. So उसकी वजह से क्या हुआ कि अब इतना बड़ा डिजीज आ गया है, लोग इतने ज्यादा सफर कर रहे, इसीलिए उनका भगवान पे से विश्वास उड़ने लग गया. Why? Because that time people only believed in God. So now if they were worshipping God, if they were listening to God, if they were praying for God each and every day, and their motive of life was to just worship the God and serve the God, then why this whole suffering was there? So then this question came up into the people's mind कि ऐसे कैसे possible हुआ, कि हाउ पीपल एक्चुअली, कि अगर भगवान है तो भगवान अभी हमारी हेल्प क्यों नहीं कर रहे हैं? अगर हमने हमारा सब कुछ भगवान को अर्पण कर दिया है, देन व्हाई इन दिस क्रिटिकल स्टेज व्हाई गॉड इज नॉट हेल्पिंग अस? सो बिकॉज ये कुछ चीजें, निगेटिव चीजें स्टार्टेड कमिंग अप इनटू द माइंड्स ऑफ पीपल, वो उनका भगवान पे से धीरे धीरे विश्वास उड़ना स्टार्ट हो गया था. सो दे स्टार्टेड बिकमिंग डिस्टेंट, दे स्टार्टेड कीपिंग द डिस्टेंस फ्रॉम गॉड. मतलब जो पूरी तरह से दे वर डिवोटेड टू गॉड, वो कहीं ना कहीं थोड़ा बहुत कम होने लग गया था. ओके. Okay, this one more thing happened in this particular age. Then sameness is the mother of disgust, variety the cure. ये एक पेट्रार्क ने कहा था, फादर ऑफ ह्यूमैनिज्म. सो पेट्रार्क, द फादर ऑफ ह्यूमैनिज्म, इस पीस ऑफ आर्ट में ये लिखा गया है. देन वेराइटी वाज अ स्पाइस ऑफ लाइफ. So this was one more, so express yourself. ये कुछ concepts, ये कुछ ideas started coming up in this particular age. Okay. Then virgin queen came up. So जो Elizabeth है, she was considered as, she was unmarried queen, she was virgin queen, and so she was called as Queen Elizabeth. Okay. And she was also unmarried. Okay. And then printing press was invented, as you already know, and then Columbus discovered. Okay. Then who can tell me Columbus ने क्या discovery की थी? So this is the homework for today. I will not tell you कि कोलम्बस, but जो कोलम्बस ने डिस्कवरी की थी वो इसी एज में की थी. So you have to find out what actually Columbus discovered in this particular age. Okay. Columbus discovered something. You have to find out what actually he discovered. Okay. सबको समझ में आया? Is everybody clear with what is Renaissance, what is the age of Elizabeth, what all things happened in this particular age? Okay, so I've got so many comments here. Yes, good afternoon, John. Good afternoon, Pratiksha. Good afternoon, Disha. Very good afternoon to all of you. Yes, the lecture started at 3 p.m. Thank you so much, Pratik, for telling it. ओके ओके, सो आपको समझ में आ रहा है, दैट इज अ वेरी ग्रेट थिंग, थैंक यू सो मच रोहन। आई होप आपको सब समझ में आ रहा है, ईच एंड एवरी कॉन्सेप्ट और ईच एंड एवरी थिंग दैट आई एम ट्राइंग टू टेल यू। अगर कहीं पे भी कोई भी डाउट है, कोई कंफ्यूजन है, देन डू लेट मी नो। Okay, the next thing that we are going to discuss about Elizabethan age is the popular Bible translations. Okay, so there were 9 popular Bible translations that happened in this particular age. Let's discuss each and every Bible translation one by one. So सबसे पहले जो है that is Wycliffe Bible. Okay, second one is Gutenberg's Bible. So these are the Bibles that were translated, popular Bibles. Okay, then Tyndale's Bible. Tyndale's Bible के बारे में हमने कल पढ़ा था in our last lecture. If you haven't watched that lecture yet, go and check it out. Next is Coverdale's Bible. Then Geneva Bible. Then Bishop's Bible. Then King James Version of Bible. Then Revised Bible. उसका भी translation हुआ. And the last one is Holman Standard Bible. Okay, so these are the 9 Bible translations that these are the 9 Bibles, those were translated and these are the most famous or popular Bibles that were translated. Okay, so you have to remember all the names of all these Bibles. Okay, now what we are going to look is the famous poets in this particular age. Okay, so सबसे famous poet अगर हम किसी की बात करेंगे, so that is the okay, I guess you are not yeah, so सबसे पहले अगर हम किसी की बात करेंगे, so that is Edmund Spenser. Okay, so who was Edmund Spenser? So he was basically the most famous poet of Elizabethan age. Okay, remember this. So his age, so his overall journey was from 1553 till 1599. Okay, and he was the leading non-dramatic poet of the Elizabethan age. Who was he? Leading मतलब क्यों leading? Because he was very famous. He started writing first. Okay, that is why. And he was non-dramatic poet. Of the Elizabethan age. Okay. Next is born in London and educated in Cambridge. So this is a basic information about him. And he was official in the English administration of Ireland. Okay, so this is important background about Edmund Spenser. एग्जाम में आपको इस टॉपिक के ऊपर भी क्वेश्चन पूछे जा सकते हैं. श्वेता, यस, सो यस श्वेता, सो जैसे मैं आपको बता रही हूँ कि जो भी अभी मैं पॉइंट्स आपको लिख के दे रही हूँ, क्वेश्चंस विल बी आस्क्ड ऑन दोज टॉपिक्स ओनली. जैसे मान लो कि हु वाज एडमंड स्पेंसर, This might be the question. So there will be 4 options. He was dramatic poet, he was non-dramatic poet, he was dramatist, he was essayist. So these are the 4 options. Now what you know that he was non-dramatic poet. Okay, so you should know in the exam ki exact correct answer kya hoga. Now ab kya hota hai ki you know that he is a poet. Okay, you know this much that he is a poet, but you actually don't know whether he was dramatic poet, whether he was non-dramatic poet. Okay, so here I have cleared it and you have to remember it that he was a non-dramatic poet. Okay, then he was official in the English administration of Ireland. Got it? Then there he wrote magnificent his work epic romance जिसका नाम है The Fairy Queen. There he wrote his magnificent. Now you know what's the meaning of magnificent. Magnificent epic romance लिखा था उन्होंने वहां पे in Ireland में. और क्या नाम था उसका? स्पेलिंग पे ध्यान दीजिए स्टूडेंट्स. Okay, so this is the spelling of his writing. Then the poem The Shepherd's Calendar. His poem Shepherd's Calendar talked about religious and social satire. Okay, so and innovative poetic work. So innovative poetic work के बारे में इनके इस poem में लिखा हुआ है The Shepherd's Calendar में. Okay, so there he talked all about the social things, about the social and religious satire. Satire मतलब where he felt very bad. Okay, so where he is sad. So satire is basically a type of poem where the poet writes about the sadness that he is experiencing. Okay, so the Shepherd's Calendar is also one of the satire written by Edmund Spenser. Then his prose view of the present state of Ireland is also about treatise on the Anglo-Irish conflict. Okay, so his one more famous work says, so this is the prose. Okay, so ये एक लिखा हुआ कहानी की तौर पे लिखा था उन्होंने. I hope you know the difference between the poem and the prose. If anybody doesn't know the meaning, please let me know. I am ready to explain it to you. View of the present state of Ireland. Is about, so ये एक और उनका important था. It is all about the treatise on the Anglo-Irish conflict. मतलब एंग्लोज एंड आयरिश लोगों में जो भी कॉन्फ्लिक्ट हो रहा था उसमें कॉन्फ्लिक्ट वॉर जो मतभेद हो रहे थे उसके बारे में उन्होंने व्यू ऑन द प्रेजेंट स्टेट ऑफ आयरलैंड इस उनकी बुक में लिखा हुआ है. ओके, so this was about Edmund Spenser. Now one more important poet that we are going to talk about is Philip Sidney. So who was Philip Sidney? So basically Sidney penned a lot of poems or lot of major works in the Elizabethan era. Okay, so he wrote so many poems in this, and which were very famous, which were very important from the literature perspective. So his famous works were, okay, so let's understand his famous works. One that is very important is Astrophil and Stella. So what is this Astrophil and Stella? Astrophil and Stella is basically very famous essay written by Philip Sidney. Not exactly essay, it's a poem basically. So, but it's a very, so it's a sonnet, okay? So it's the first Elizabethan sonnet. What is sonnet? I have already told it to you. So this is the first. So मैंने जैसे आपको बताया था, there are two different types of sonnets. One is Elizabethan sonnet and the second one is Shakespearean sonnet. So दोनों में एक difference क्या होता है वो मैं जब आपको sonnet explain करूंगी तब बताऊंगी. लेकिन for the time being, you just remember that Astrophil and Stella is the first Elizabethan sonnet. Okay, so this is very important. They might ask you an exam that which is the first Elizabethan sonnet. Okay, and they might give you 4 different poems. So the correct answer is Astrophil and Stella. So for your BA or maybe for your MA, you might have studied this particular poem because a lot of universities prefer to teach this particular poem in their maybe bachelor's or in their masters, mostly in the masters, but few universities also taught this poem in their bachelor's too. So आप देखिए, if you have studied it, well and good, you will recollect each and everything about Astrophil and Stella. But if you haven't read it yet, do read it, okay? So this was the first work. Then second is Arcadia. So what is Arcadia? Is the heroic prose romance. Okay, so remember this. And he was also known as, ये भी important चीज है, literary criticism. मतलब he was, so now you might know who are the critics, right? Those are the people, those who understand or analyze any piece of work. Okay, so criticism is basically about the judgment. It is not just the negative judgments, but it's only the judgment that anybody would pass on that particular piece of art. ओके, या पीस ऑफ वर्क. सो उस वर्क को लेके उनकी क्या राय है, उनको क्या लगता है, व्हाट दे थिंक अबाउट इट, उनके ओन आइडियाज वो वहां पे एक्सप्रेस करते हैं. दैट इज कॉल्ड एज क्रिटिसिज्म. सो इट विल कंसिडर बोथ द पॉइंट्स, नेगेटिव पॉइंट्स एज वेल एज द पॉजिटिव पॉइंट्स. ओके, सो ही वाज कंसिडर्ड एज, he was best known for his literary criticism. So he was very good at this literary criticism. Okay, and that is why known as the defense of poesy. Okay, so this was something about Philip Sidney. Now we will talk about the dramatists. So now, as of now, we talked about the poets. So now we are going to talk about dramatists. So dramatist के बारे में इससे पहले बात नहीं हुई थी. क्यों नहीं हुई थी? Because before this particular age, before Elizabethan age, drama was not into practice. Okay, after in the Elizabethan age, drama started coming up. Okay, so what is drama? Basically those are the plays, skit जो हम करते हैं या कोई हम प्ले करते हैं, नाटक करते हैं. You might have seen so many नाटक, है ना, आपकी रीजनल लैंग्वेज में मे बी. So these are the plays which are very famous in that particular age. So now we are going to understand the history and background of English literature. So what is the history and the background of English theaters? So English theater has a very fascinating background. So because first earlier the plays were not there. Later on the plays started coming up. Okay, इसीलिए लोग बहुत ज़्यादा interest लेने लग गए उसमें. And then there were Elizabethan entrepreneurs, the men and the people, those who had lot of money, they started investing or they started putting into the drama. So this was the age where actual entertainment purpose started. Okay, so जिन लोगों के पास बहुत पैसा होता था, they used to make business out of it. Okay, किस तरीके का business? So they used to have a good place जहाँ पे वो एक setup लगा सके और वहाँ पे they used to hire some actors. And that particular time actors used to play all the different roles. Okay, characters play करते थे. So they used to select the location, they used to select the everything, the spot, the whatever is required for the drama or the play. Okay, the plays and the playwrights, the politics and the propaganda all play an important role in the Elizabethan era. Okay, so this is the great success of the theater and the part that the Puritans played in its downfall, and ups and downs happened. So जैसे आपने देखा होगा, everything has good and bad sides, right? So similarly in the English theater as well, the people saw the good as well as the bad phases of it, because earlier there were so many people against this idea. Okay, so and there were so that was not very concrete source of income as well. So that is why there were not many actors, those who came up and started acting. So people or the whole team has to roam around for the search of the actors. So that was one of the challenge faced by them, but they also saw many good side of it and also the bad side of the English theaters. Okay, so now let's understand a little bit of the history of this English theater. So in 1576, James Burgage, okay, father of actor Richard Burgage, started the Elizabethan theater history by obtaining a lease and permission to build the theater, the Shoreditch in London. Okay, so इनकी तरफ से, मतलब किनकी तरफ से, जेम्स बर्गेज की तरफ से एक्चुअल में इन थिएटर बनने स्टार्ट हो गए थे in 1576. Started the Elizabethan theater हिस्ट्री. उन्होंने हिस्ट्री स्टार्ट की बाय ऑब्टेनिंग लीज, मतलब रेंट पे लेना. दी थिएटर. नाम ही उसका दी थिएटर था, and it was in Shoreditch, London. Okay, then the Lord Chamberlain's men use it from 1594 to 1596. Okay, another open air theater called the Curtain opens it. The Curtain opens in 1577 at Finsbury Fields. ओके, सो ऐसे कुछ थिएटर्स थे जो बाद में आने स्टार्ट हो गए. ओके, सो फॉर एग्जाम्पल देन द लॉर्ड चेम्बरलेन्स कंपनी, or formerly known as the Lord Strange Men, okay, was formed in 1594. Then the first document mentioning William Shakespeare in connection with the theatre was made in 1595, March 15, okay, and after 1596 and to 1597, London's authorities banned the public presentation of plays within the city limits in London. Okay, so in 1596 के बाद में क्या हुआ, the London's authorities started banning these kind of plays. उन्होंने plays को ही ban करना start कर दिया था. So this was some of the things that you should remember. Okay, and there was a lot of interesting facts, interesting things happened related to English theatre, but as we are restricted with the time, I cannot tell you each and everything, but you can find it out on your own. And if you want to study all these things in detail, you can join my course, which is starting from 27th of February. So you can enroll in that particular course, and in that this is the new batch that we are launching. So आप इसमें enroll करके आपकी studies कर सकते हैं. Okay, and इस particular topic को detail में understand कर सकते हैं. Now we will understand the early Elizabethan plays. So in the early Elizabethan plays, Shakespeare. So ये जो early Elizabethan play के बारे में हम बात करने वाले हैं, it is about so it is before the Shakespeare came into play. Okay, came into role. So वैसे तो जो Elizabethan age या Elizabethan एज है उसको एज ऑफ शेक्सपियर भी कहते हैं, क्योंकि एलिजाबेथन एज में ही शेक्सपियर का बहुत बड़ा रोल है. सो दैट इज व्हाई but here we are going to talk about age before Shakespeare, okay, or the plays before Shakespeare. So this is the predecessors of drama proper. Okay, so very little influence of ancient classical dramas was there. So ज़्यादा ग्रीक एंड रोमन जो क्लासिकल्स थे उसका बहुत ही कम इन्फ्लुएंस था इस पर्टिकुलर ड्रामाज में, क्योंकि लेटेस्ट जो भी चल रहा है, लेटेस्ट करंट अफेयर्स के बारे में लोगों को देखना सुनना ज़्यादा पसंद था, इसीलिए बहुत ही कम इन्फ्लुएंस था ग्रीक एंड रोमन क्लासिक्स का. So very less influence was there for about the ancient classics. कौन से ancient classics? Greek and Rome. Okay. Then the dramas that were famous in that particular age were the mystery plays. Then Miracle plays, then morality plays, and then the interludes. Interludes are basically the original people, original characters, real characters playing the short stories. Okay, so the plays are very short, बहुत छोटे छोटे topics के ऊपर plays बनाए जाते थे, and real characters used to take part in it, and each had a short life. So these all the types of plays had a very short life. बहुत ही जल्दी खत्म हो जाते थे, बहुत ज्यादा दिनों तक हम इसे स्ट्रेच करके इसमें कुछ करियर नहीं बना पाते थे. Okay, and now we are going to talk about the very famous dramatist, that is Christopher Marlowe. Okay, so who is Christopher Marlowe? So he was an Elizabethan poet, and he was William Shakespeare's most important predecessor. Okay, William Shakespeare's most important predecessor. Who is a predecessor? The person who works there. Okay, in English drama. Remember this. Then he is noted especially for his establishment of blank verse. Okay, so he established blank verse. इससे पहले blank verse was not there. What is this blank verse? It's the type of poetry. Okay, so earlier the poets used to write in the rhythm. Okay, they used to follow one rhythm, but after Christopher Marlowe, blank verse also came into role. Okay, so these are the most important things about Christopher Marlowe, and now we are going to talk about William Shakespeare. So I don't think so I should give you any further or more detail, or I have to explain anything about William Shakespeare, because he is the second father of English literature basically, and he is the greatest dramatist. So what you have to remember, that he is the greatest dramatist. Okay, and so he was the one who originated hundreds of words and phrases. So earlier there were not much words and phrases, but he originated all the words and phrases that we are using even nowadays. Okay, so वो पुराने जमाने का था इसीलिए हम भूल गए, ऐसा नहीं है. Even now we use it. Okay, and the very famous works of him are Romeo and Juliet, then Macbeth, then Hamlet, then King Lear. Okay, The Tempest. So these are the most famous works of, and also the sonnets. Okay, so these are the most famous works of Shakespeare. So this was all about Elizabethan age. So understand the whole Elizabethan age, revise it again and again, so that you will be able to give the answers which on the questions related to this particular age. Okay, so thank you for this particular class. Until the time we meet next, happy learning.